What up, guys? So I can't wait for the season 2 upcoming content. There's a lot of new things to absorb, so I've decided to share some of my thoughts on it. So this is in their developers note patch patch note part 4, and apparently there is a new continent called CR continent. It looks pretty cool. It's quite big, but there's something in between, which is the Monghyun Harbor, which is interesting. So we are getting one small island and one big continent. So I'm looking forward to that. Quite excited for all the new areas that we can explore. So the requirements is for us to complete up to Moon Island before we can continue exploring the new continent. So new scenario has 3 different scenario dungeons and 2 normal dungeons, and access to CR continent. Yeah, it's unlocked upon clearing all battles in scenario. So each area has 6 normal dungeons, 2 boss dungeons and 2 scenario dungeons. Quite interesting. So there will be new heroes as well, I believe. So we get one in Monghyun Harbor and 2 more in Muhan. Ildo, Taihua and Hong Yom. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correct. So let's have a look at their skills. So Escort Ildo. So his first skill is called Aerial Slash. Draw sword, attacking an enemy and decreasing its attack for few turns. So there's a debuff applied, which is pretty solid. Second skill is Flying Sword, Butterfly. The energy of the abyss rolls in, attacking enemies and causing additional defense ignoring damage per Ildo's charge buff. This skill consumes all his charge buffs. So this is one of those charge hero like Aaron and Yekaterina. But he's a paper defense type. So I believe he's the first paper hero to have a charge buff passive. Last Resort. Pretty decent range. Attacks enemy and spreads out a defense square that increases Ildo's defense for few turns. Ildo also takes part of the damage dealt to ally heroes within the skill's range. So it does increase Ildo's defense for a few turns. I'm curious to see how much defense it increases and how many turns does it last for. It can be quite good. Art of Endurance for the passive skill. Ildo gains charge buff every time he is attacked. So this charge buff lasts few turns and stacks up to few times. Every time an ally dies, his damage from enemy attacks is set to a certain for few turns. Wait, what? Every time an ally dies, his damage from enemy attacks is set to a certain amount for a few turns. I'm guessing that's what it's trying to say. So if an ally dies, his damage from enemy attacks is set to a certain maximum damage. I believe it works similar to old Deimos passive. I could be wrong. We'll just have to wait and see. Awaken skill, Flash Sword. Attacks enemies in a straight line and causes lethal wound for a few turns. Lethal wound inflicts damage for every tile that its target moved at the end of the turn. For every tile that its target moved at the end of the turn. What does it mean? Does it mean that this skill will push the enemy away? because it inflicts damage for every tile that its target moved at the end of the turn. So it doesn't deal any damage until the enemy starts moving. It's not making any sense, but alright, I guess we'll see how it works. I'm very curious of how the Awaken skill works. Alright, Painter Tai Hua. So this guy or girl, I can't tell, I think it's a guy, is a scissors balance type hero. So his first skill is called Draws a Big Line, inflicting damage on enemies. Enemies in a decreased attack status have their mastery decreased for a few turns. Those in decreased defense have their dodge decreased for a few turns. So a lot of debuffs applied, quite unique. Decreased attack status have their mastery decrease. Those in decreased defense have their dodge decrease. Alright, draw a side dot. Stamps down an enemy with his brush, attacking and decreasing its attack for a few turns. Sounds pretty good. This defense reduction effect cannot be cancelled. The enemy has his defense decrease. This skill decreases its movement and decreases healing amounts for a few turns. What does it mean by this defense reduction effect cannot be cancelled? Does it mean that you can't remove this effect? So the debuff can never be removed when the second skill is applied? That will make, even with Omni set, you can't remove the defense reduction effect. Oh well, I guess we'll see when the hero is available. So its third skill, Ink Over, paints over an enemy repeatedly, attacking it and decreasing its defense for a few turns. This defense reduction effect cannot be cancelled. Okay, same as the second skill. If the enemy has its attack decreased, this skill curses and weakens it, making it susceptible to the harmful effects of its own skills and more damage for few turns. So it's similar to Deimos' second skill. Yeah, the curse effect. I remember that one. So if you have curse applied to you and you try to stun the enemy, you will get stunned yourself. Passive skill, Self-Portrait. When knocked down, draws a self-portrait that takes damage for him and revives with max HP. Whoa! The effect can be activated only once during a battle. That's very strong. So basically his passive is like a revive, but with a full HP. Imagine this guy with a revive set, like Arrogant Pureblood, and that one more set, I can't remember the name. He has a very strong passive, but I'm not sure about his second and third. There's too many conditions to be met. If the defense reduction effect cannot be cancelled is exactly how I interpret it, like Omni set cannot remove it, then it's a very strong skill. Awaken skill, Finishing Touch. So traps an enemy in ink, attacking it. If the enemy has its attack decrease, this skill inflicts additional damage that equals a certain percent of its current HP. If the enemy has defense decrease, then it inflicts additional defense ignoring damage. Sounds pretty strong. Yeah, so basically you will need to use his third and second debuff for his awakened skill to be strong. Alright, let's have a look at our third character, Vermilion Bird Hongyom. Double Strike. Swings fiery rich hairy blossoms and camellias, attacking enemies, causing damage over time. Damage activated only if she starts a turn on a lava terrain. Doesn't sound that good so far. So basically she needs to start on a lava terrain for her first skill to have the DOT effect. Second skill, Fiery Wind, generates heat attacking enemies and ignoring defense. This skill's final power increases if Hongyom is on a lava terrain. Alright, so basically she's a terrain specific hero, which usually means she's only good in certain maps. A pillar of hellfire slams into the ground, attacking enemies and turning where its heat reaches into lava zones for few turns. Inflicts higher critical damage while on a lava terrain for few turns. Well, so much restrictions on her skills. She needs to be on one specific terrain. She's not... I don't think she's that strong compared to the other two. Achieves higher crit rate and critical damage while on a lava terrain. Also, she recovers HP if she starts a turn on a lava terrain. So she's only strong if she starts on a lava terrain. In maps that don't have lava terrain, she's practically useless. But I'm guessing that once you reach the new continent, there will be quite a few maps that has lava terrain, so that you can put her to good use. Most likely that's the case. Awaken skill, Full Moon Javelins, drops moon-kissed red cherry blossoms and camellias, attacking enemies and burning them on them for a few turns. Burn targets inflict damage on all allies in 1 tile range at the beginning of each turn. So they are adding a new status effect now, which is called Burn. It inflicts damage on all allies in a 1 tile range at the beginning of each turn. Does it mean that it lasts indefinitely? So every turn you will burn your allies within 1 tile range. She doesn't seem that strong. I think I'm more interested in Taihua. I think there's one more. Dragon Thanatos. Wow, this guy looks cool. First skill, Execution. So I believe he's a rock balance type hero. So looks like melee skills on first and second. So swings a Sword of Voidness, decreasing the attacking and decreasing defense for a few turns. Mindbreaker. Waves of Voidness causes a concussion, attacking enemies and casting Overload, making their skills inflict more damage for every MP they cost few turns. Attacking enemies and casting Overload, making their skills inflict more damage for every MP they cost. So I'm guessing that it inflicts a status effect on them, and if the enemy's skill uses a lot of mana, it will cause damage to them more. Sounds like it. Draws power from its main form and sweeps the battlefield with it, attacking. If there are enemies within range, final power increases. If more enemies, it casts Weakening instead, increasing their damage taken. Doomcaller. That's a very strong skill. It looks like it has the same range as Celestial's third skill. which is very good. So let's have a look at his passive. Recovers HP and MP with each kill, also activates double attack for few turns, making skills inflict damage one more time. That sounds pretty OP. So every time you kill someone, he'll recover his HP and mana. Sounds broken. Extinguishes authority. Transforms into his dragon form, Thanatos attacking enemies within his range and inflicting additional defense ignoring damage on his target. Also for few turns, achieves higher attack and all his allies resistance that creates a chance of ignoring abnormal status effects. Attacking enemy, extinguishes authority. Well, this guy sounds pretty strong as well, but we'll have to see the percentage modifier on their skills to double confirm that. So there will be new stories added, which is expected because they are new characters. Whoa, that's a lot of story. So these are all related to Ildo. So Lord's appearance changes upon clearing all dungeons in Ark Continent. So this is how the Lord would look like. He looks badass. Mature Lord. Alright. Hero recruit scenario replay function added. So you can look at their recruit scenario again. There's a replay function now. I don't personally use that, but I guess it's cool. Someone wants to use that. There's new achievements as well. Current achievement removal. Only achievements are removed and already claimed rewards and achievement points won't took back. So they are removing some of the older achievements and adding new ones. Alright, so using daily the Mana Stone Compactor, required usage to attain the achievement 5 times. So they switch it to 1 time. So by receiving expedition reward at least once, we are getting 5 subjugation tickets as opposed to 200 friendship points. Alright, pretty cool. New set items. Whoa! New set items. Alright. Holy shit, there's a lot of set. A lot of new items. Alright, let's have a look at them. So slot 1 6 star, unassailable. Defense type characters only. Increases aggro by 50% by equipping 2 pieces. And if you have 3 pieces, increase max HP by 18% and is immune to push and pull effect. Not bad, it's a pretty strong set. So this set can be used to counter Deimos, I guess. Iron Fist from the East. So this set increases crit damage by 15%, counter rate by 5000. If you have 3 pieces, it increases attack by 15% and increases counter damage by 50%. Wow. This is a much stronger outer space, I think. Crit damage by 15%, attack by 15%. Yeah, it looks like a decent outer space replacement. At least now we have 2 counter sets available, outer space and this one. I think this one is going to be much more harder to obtain though. So the next one is Primitive Vital Force. So 2-piece will increase attack by 250 for every tile it travels. And by equipping 3 pieces, we will have recovery of 1% of max HP up to 10% for every tile it travels. It looks like a decent set equipment for range hero like Lee or Sion. So if their skills are 5 tiles away, that's about more than 1000 attack increase. Right, the next one is Toxicologist. So this equipment increases attack by 450 and it gives poison terrain. Not bad. I think this would be a decent set on Rabov, especially when you have to place your Rabov on the Thursday guild raid. You have to place him in the poison tile, so it gives him the poison terrain accessibility, which is quite good. So next set item is the Immortal. Can move through enemies, removes 1 debuff casted on the character, and increase movement by 1 at the beginning of each turn. What? So you basically can move through enemies now. You don't even have to go around them, you can just move through them, and you are getting an increased movement of 1 every turn. So if once you reach turn 10, you will have 10 additional movement. That's so broken. Holy shit, that's broken. Removes 1 debuff casted on the character, and it removes 1 debuff. It removes 1 debuff and increase movement by 1 at the beginning of each turn. Like, it's not even odd turn or even turn, it's like each turn it just removes a debuff and adds 1 movement. That is very broken, if you ask me. It's like a mini Omni set. Alright, Poker-Faced Gambler. So it activates upon casting skills on enemy. So upon attacking enemy, there's a 40% chance of defense increased by 2400 for 1 turn. And there's a 5% chance of ignoring 1200 defense for 1 turn. If you have 3 pieces, you get 40% chance of attack increase by 45% for 1 turn, and a 5% chance of crit damage increase by 10% for 1 turn. That's so confusing. Let's see. So basically, if you have this set, it's like a gambling set. You have 40% chance of defense increase and 40% chance of attack increase. And also there's 5% chance of ignoring the enemy's defense and 5% chance of increasing your crit damage. I'm not sure if this is a good guild raid set because it seems quite inconsistent, but it does sound like 45% increase is a lot. Like, if you can utilize that in a guild raid, I think it would be pretty cool. Alright, let's have a look at the next set. Dreamy as Dreams. Increases MP by 35 and provides sleep immunity. decreases skill MP cost by 5%. So it's a set to specifically counter Yekaterina, or something that can be used in the Tower of Dawn. I don't think it's useful. Yeah, I don't think it's that useful in Battle of Honor. You're better off using Omni set or the Immortal set. Granted, they are both harder to obtain. Yeah, I don't think this set is that good. It's okay. So Veteran Mountain Climber increases all allies direction strategy powered by 1% and property advantage by 1%. Sounds like a decent guild raid set. Yeah, so it helps with direction strategy, power, and allies property advantage. This could be useful on guild raids, like you can put it on Wednesday. You can give it to your Lily or Lilith, and everyone would benefit from the direction strategy and the property advantage. If you have Nox, you get the lava terrain advantage and additional 1% because of this set equipment. I'm not sure how much does that equates to in terms of score. Might not mean much, but better than nothing, I guess. Vermilion Birds Red Bloodline, so attack type character only. So increases final skill power by 30% for 3 turn, which is garbage. Final skill power is not that, but this one is percentage, 30%. I'm not sure how strong is that. Revives with 5% of HP upon death, one time only. So it's another revive set, but it's limited to an attack type character this time. Yeah, I'm not sure if that 30% final skill power. 30%. I think that's a lot, but I'm not sure if this set is better than the Reaper set. Oh shit, how many sets are they adding? Alright, Cuckoo Rangers Go. Increases defense by 1500 and all allies direction strategy power by 5%. Not stackable. So increases attack by 25% and all allies attack by 5% if you have 3 pieces. Another decent guild raid set, since it helps increases your allies attack and direction strategy power. Yeah. Hail to the Lord. Activates at Fortress of Darkness only. What the hell is Fortress of Darkness? Is it one of the... what? Increases final skill power by 3% for all allies. Increases all allies attack by 800 and guild raid clearance score by 8%. Oh, so Fortress of Darkness. Basically for guild raids. So it helps to increase your guild raid clearance score by 8%. Wow. That's like a decent set equipment, I think. Expert Rune Collector. Activates at Pit of Nephthys. So increases direction strategy power by 12% and increases resistance by 40%. They need to stop releasing garbage sets like this. These are only useful in Nephthys dungeon. I don't think you need any specific sets for Nephthys. They are not that hard to beat. Useless set, I guess. Elemental Knight. Increases attack by 4850. Holy shit, that's a lot. increases HP by 15,860 and resistance by 30%. Now that is a top tier set there. Definitely if you combine that with Angel's Knight, your attack and HP boost is a lot. It's like a lot. Wisdom from the East decreases incoming critical damage by 10% for all allies in 2 tiles around the wearer. If you have 3 piece, it increases all allies attack by 2100. So this is another extremely good raid set, useful in guild raids, and actually is useful in almost everywhere. It increases all allies attack by 2100. That's a lot. Holy shit. Right, Windwalker, balance type character only, increases movement by 1 and increases skill final power by 20%. It's a 6-star. Ancient Witch Doctor, recovers 10% of max HP whenever an ally dies or kills an enemy. Immune to taunt. So finally something that allows you to be immune to taunt. Recovers 10% of max HP whenever an ally dies or kills an enemy. Sounds like a decent Tower of Dawn set. Explorer Captain activates when 4 more allies are alive. Increases all allies attack by 900. Instant death tile accessible. Alright, so this set is definitely a must if you want to clear Tower of Dawn Hell. So it will make your job a whole lot more easier. There are death tiles in Tower of Dawn Hell, which if you step on them, you die instantly. Stone Monkey's Treasure. So this thing increases the wearer's defense by 3% of its current HP and increases the wearer's attack by 3% of its current HP. That's quite strong. Defense. So the higher HP you have, the more defense and attack you have. So I think it's a decent set on Valkyrie or someone with high HP. Right, last one, Unprecedented. Cast a shield at the beginning of each turn to decrease all damage by 10% once. Increases attack by 20% at the start of every turn. Cast double attack effect at 40% chance that deals additional damage equal to 35% of casted skill. Wow, that sounds extremely strong. It increases attack by 20% every turn at the start of every turn, and it casts double attack effect, similar to Aaron's third skill, I guess, without the charge. Prisoner of Avicii Hell activates when survive alone. Okay, so basically like Gold Tiger. Increases HP by 50%, ignore enemies defense by 2000, increases attack by 80%, decreases incoming crit damage by 20%. So it's like another version of the Ultimate Gold Tiger, but it seems like it's more, it might be better than Gold Tiger. HP by 50%, ignore enemies defense by 2000. Yeah, it could be a decent set for Muzaka on Tuesday Guild Raid. Ignores enemy defense by 2000. Yeah, it can help you in getting a higher score, I think. Tenacious Explorer activates whenever attacked by the enemies. Whenever attacked by the enemy, increases defense by 1100 for 1 turn. Whenever attacked by the enemy, swamp and water terrain become accessible for 1 turn. Sounds pretty good. But I'm not sure the requirements is quite restrictive. You need to be attacked by an enemy. What if when you're attacked you got stunned or something, or disarmed? Anonymous Sniper increases crit rate by 800 and increases attack by 10% when attacking the enemies more than 3 tiles away. Alright, looks like we have quite a handful of new set items. Can't wait for it. Alright, so I'll tune out for now. Stay tuned for the next part 5 review. Bye.